Welcome to episode 2 of the Great Culture Wars here in EU4, and just like in the first episode, I think we're just gonna speed forward on speed 5 today, because there are a few wars going on in the beginning, but they're nothing compared to the wars that we're gonna see a little bit later, and I do want the series to, don't get dragged down too early, because, with the other series, they have been going on for quite some episodes, and they obviously start in 1550. So we have some extra 100 years to cover, and I don't want it to get too slow too quickly. So we're just going to speed through this. I do want to move in a little bit though, just so we can see the names properly. For the most part, I suspect that if you are a frequent EU4 player, you know where most of the cultures are located anyways. They're all in their historical locations, so you should still know what it is, but for example, Transylvania is not really easy to read, so yeah, I guess we can move in a little bit. Oh, actually not that much. I don't want to see the whole armies. That would be a bit annoying. And I think this is actually looking pretty good, so we have a nice view over the world. So apparently Never has been claimed by the Prussians, but the Prussians failed to take Danzig. So that was a huge fail there. The Scots looking awfully nice. It looks as if the Normans have not attacked, or I guess attacked anyways, but they have not even tried to colonize the south of England, but they did go ahead and take on the west coast of Ireland. So yeah, I guess the Irish will kick them out soon enough. I'm pretty sure of that. The Scots look nice, but they probably have to take care of the Highlands if they want to be true Scotsmen, and the Welsh actually managed to unite their lands here before anyone could really slip in. So that's good for them. I hope they take that province just for the sake of pretty borders, but we'll see. It's going to change around a lot anyways. Denmark for the most part is looking good as well. It's just that the Pomeranians have kind of invaded there. We have the Normans here as well. The Normans are quite intrusive, I must say. A lot of these good centers of trade have been taken by the Norwegians. Yeah, the Germans haven't really been paying attention. They have been sleeping when it came to taking the centers of trade. But yeah, we'll see another war. I guess we can just watch it like that. Leon and Andalusia are fighting Castilians, but not Castile and Galicia against Leon and Andalusia. So Leon has their main provinces here, but they also have a few provinces down here, and I believe Galicia has a few provinces down here, whereas their actual, I guess, capital is up here. And yeah, for the most part, we see Castile has an army. It's just a weak one, and Andalusia is rampaging through Galicia, and yeah, it looks like Leon and the Andalusians are the ones with the big armies. The other two do not have anything really to defend themselves. So we could see these provinces change hands quickly, and perhaps even some Castilians. In fact, actually, let me see who's the leader in this war. I would like to know. It's the Leonese. Okay, so they're probably gonna get very, very powerful in this war. In these early wars, even if you just take like 1 or 2 provinces, they're very important, because not only do you personally get stronger, but also your immediate neighbors get much weaker. So it really makes it much easier for you to expand, because then all repetitive wars, you are going to have the upper hand. But still, with all of these AI battles, we've seen many changes. Ooh, that was quite a power play there. Look at Leon. They just almost tripled in size, or doubled at least. But yeah, as I said, with all of these AI battles, we know that they rise in the beginning, and then they quickly fall. They quickly fall if they have a great coalition against them. Alright, so we also see the Polish, if I could click on a province that is not a colony, they're at war with Lithuania. Okay, so that's kind of sad to see. That's one of the... Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. The Polish have quite a coalition they brought against the Lithuanians. They're all alone, fighting the Belarusians and Polish Slovaks, as well as Norwegians. Wow, how come all their allies did not join in? It must have been them attacking. Yes, okay, Lithuanians attacked. That was pretty stupid of them. But that's obviously one of the 2 cultures that I, kind of want to see how they interact, because they could have potentially formed a personal union, as we know from history. That would have been cool. Also, the Czechs maybe vassalizing the Silesians would have been cool to see, but that is not going to happen. And also we have the Serbs. Okay, so we now have a few more wars going on. Alright, that's cool. I guess it warrants that I check out the ledger. So Lithuanians, they called in the Finnish. Okay, they're not entirely alone, but yeah, it's not looking good for them. We also have Romagna, Liguria, and the Swiss against the Tuscans, the Lombards, and the Maltese. Sardinia is attacking Aragonese, the Occitans, and the Basques. And we have Transylvania and the Greeks against Romania, Serbia, and Albania. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool to see. So let me quickly check out the, yeah, I guess we can, I didn't want to slow down. No, I'm not going to slow down. These early wars are important, but they're not that important to actually slow down. Alright, so you guys are still fighting Transylvania and the Greeks. Alright. Well, I think you have the 14,000 men. They actually have a lot, they have a big army. They have a big army. Alright, and then there was another war, I think in Italy there was a big one going on. The Tuscans were involved in that one, yes. So the Lombards looking very powerful, but actually the Romanians are the ones with 16,000 men. So they have the big army. So this is what happens. When you delete your army in the beginning to colonize faster, that's a good move. But you gotta be careful, because there's a few AI nations that just don't do that. And yeah, Sardinia just wiped a huge army off the map. I wonder if they're going to be able... Yeah, they're not going to be able to send any troops, though. Yeah, they will manage... Yeah, they just defended themselves, which is good. But, yeah, they didn't get anything out of it. Alright, so yeah, some of these wars are not very profitable here. Oh! And you know what? The entire time I thought that this belongs to the Leonese. But in fact, actually is part of Tuscany. Who are you fighting? It's Romania that has you occupied down there. Okay, so they must have landed troops and they shipped them back to their homelands as well. And yeah, Romania just took a huge bite out of the Lombards. At least, I mean, I don't know how many provinces they took exactly, but it looks like at least 3 provinces. And the Ligurians grabbed some as well. Interesting. All right. Yeah. And the Lithuanians are able to beat back on the Polish and their huge alliance. Wow, they get absolutely destroyed. And yep, there it is. We have the Finnish fighting. Okay, actually that's part of this war. I was hoping that the Prussians would wake up and take Danzig from the Finnish. That'd be nice. I like the borders of the Estonians. Looks very cool indeed. The Turkish are not yet ready to take over Constantinople. But the Greeks might take it. In fact, yeah, the Greeks might actually take it. Look at this. Transylvania is occupying Albania. All of it, in fact. Albania might be gone. Come on, make the right decision. Don't take this province. Take Constantinople. Please, I beg of you. Now, it's occupied by the Greeks. So they should get it. Alright, there's a big war going on. Bavaria against Swabia. So Swabia might be one of the first cultures to get completely destroyed. Because they already lost a war to Franconia, it's likely going to lose another one soon. Also the Saxons. Ooh, Saxons, you got yourself into a war with the Czechs, Bavarians, and you only have the weak Swabians on your side. Ah, well that's a shame. You're probably going to get just simply destroyed. You do have some 6,000 men, but the Czech just have so many more. Right, Transylvania is looking awfully nice. Wow. Alright. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of this, of course. I could slow down, but as I said, I don't want to do that just yet. But you guys, of course, you can point out some cool things that are happening that I might miss in the comment section, because, you know, I like to check that out, of course, because some things I will probably notice, like, a few episodes from now. I will notice, oh, cool, that happened. But you can see it immediately, if you pay attention, of course. Who took Gotland? The Pomeranians, okay. So, if I was to make a guess right now, I would say the Transylvanians are looking good, and the Leonese. I think they are one of the best countries so far. And this is a really... Look at that! This war is kind of interesting, actually. Lithuania was able to push back Poland, but... Oh! They just got eaten! Lithuania completely gone. Alright, so this is the first culture that has just completely vanished, split in two by the Polish. Oh my god. Well, well, not just the Polish, of course. The Belarusians did have their their part in this. And Saxony, or the Saxons, I should say, look like they're going to be the next. I like the color scheme in the British Isles. Very nice. Highlanders, Scotland's, the Scots, the Welsh, and England. You could move around a few provinces to make it look a little bit nicer, but for the most part, this is fine. The Saxons are still around. They had to give up. I think, their capital even. So that's bad for. Yeah, they took 2 provinces to get lost to the Czechs, but they still have a chance to recover if they play their diplomatic game right. They should still have a chance to come back. Now, let's quickly check out the great powers here. So we have the Normans on number 1. Huh. How's that possible? They did not conquer anyone, did they? Did they conquer... They may have conquered the French. Did the Normans conquer the French? No, they didn't. I think the Normans simply they just colonized. Wow, okay, that's very impressive actually. So the Normans did not fight any wars yet, but they're still number 1. Romania won a war. Transylvania won a war. Leon won a war. Okay, here's the thing. I see. So they also have quite a lot of development, but they still do not have the Renaissance embrace. So let's quickly check out the institutions. It's spread quite well in Italy. In fact, Tunis already has it embraced. They already have the Renaissance embraced, whereas, like all over here, they're still waiting on it. Okay, interesting. The Normans have it for some weird reason. They already have it embraced. Maybe they're making so much money from trade here. I could imagine that is the reason. They're making so much money from trade here that they were able to just embrace it. Or perhaps it's because they've not been at war. They were able to save up money. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but they're certainly doing a very good job on the top here. Number 1. This is of course all gonna change. This is very early in the game. One battle of titans that I definitely don't want to miss is Sami versus Karelia, because they both are just so far off, in this distant corner that, whoever comes out on top there, it doesn't matter, because they're just in the frozen deserts where no one really cares, unfortunately. Now, it is a little bit more difficult for people to colonize up here, because the Arctic provinces actually decrease the local settler increase. So, for nations or cultures starting off in the cold, it is a slower start. So they're probably not going to do too well. I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be one of these nations here that's going to win. Like either France or Italy or perhaps Germany. Or I guess the British Isles. But it's going to be one in Western Europe. It's likely that this is going to happen. It's not, it doesn't have to be. There's some nations that can always shine. Just a couple of good wars and, everything is possible. And in fact, the Polish, they just did a really good job in taking out the Lithuanians. But now they have to deal with these rebels, and they're going to lose a lot of provinces, and I guess the Belarusians as well. So Lithuania might be back very soon. Karelia, wow, they did a really good job showing who's the boss in the Kola Peninsula, and Sami had to move. So Karelia looking very nice. Of course, the provinces over here are a lot bigger. Still, they definitely look powerful. Crimea also looking very nice. Who's this? Albania's over here, and they managed to hold on to Constantinople. All right, good for them. Good for them. Let's have a look at the cultures once again. We should check that frequently. Now, all right, yeah, I had something clicked. All right, there we are. So we still have the French culture here. The Latins are a bit invasive. Yeah, a lot of pressure actually from... Okay, so this is interesting. So we have the Swedes and Norwegians and all these kinds of people kind of taking the northern coast of Germany. But then we have like the Flemish and Dutch who actually take the southern coast of Sweden. So, okay, that's kind of a swap there. Yeah, Crimea is the only culture representing the Tatars. And yeah, I guess here's one thing that I've kind of mentioned in the beginning, in the first episode, was that I wasn't able to include all of the cultures, obviously. And there's also a few European cultures, like the Georgians and Circassians, that I've missed out on. But, well, I had to make a cut, and I just felt like this... It would look nicer if we just have a concise region that we look at. So, of course, I could have added Armenians and Georgians, but there simply wasn't really a whole lot of room, so I just decided to go with the selection that I have. And in fact, it's only 1480, and we already have pretty much everything, well, not everything, but close to a lot colonized, which I really like to see. Because with the religious war campaign, it actually took quite a long time for each nation, or for the entirety of even just Europe, to be colonized. So I like that we're seeing a lot more progress already. There are always some provinces that the eye just doesn't want to colonize, like never. Sometimes these provinces are never going to colonize, or it's going to take like 200 years, and then finally someone decides to colonize them. So we'll see how that turns out. We see the Slovaks getting getting owned by the Austrians and the Silesians, I think. This is and some more people, even the Hungarians are in this as well. So that's too bad for them. The Lithuanian separatists still having a standoff with the Polish, so they're going to be busy for a long time. The Welsh are apparently, wow, look at these big armies. I'm surprised. So there's some people with like 3,000 men, but there are others with a decent amount of troops. So, okay, let's see, who is this fighting? It's the Welsh and the Highlanders, as well as the Gascons and Normans against the English and Bretons. Alright, now it's impressive to see that the English actually somehow won this battle. I'm not sure how they won that first engagement, but maybe it's the power of London, I could imagine. But they have to lose this. I can't see them winning. 28,000 men, Lyon. Then we've got the Normans and the Bretons. The Bretons and the British, or the English I should say, have really big armies, which is interesting. Alright, the Basques have taken the northern cape of Brittany here. Alright, so how are their religions looking, by the way? Sunnis looking weak. Yeah, they were not able to capitalize on their starting position. They were just overrun by all these colonists. And yeah, I just noticed Sicily is almost gone from Sicily. The Neapolitans arrived and kicked them out of the boot. Poor guys. Oh, they still have one province at least. Malta still holding strong in Malta. And Tunis trying to hold their own. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, okay. Poland has a little bit of pause because their rebels have decided to bother Bielorussia for now, which is nice, so they have time to siege it all back. We might not see Lithuania after all. I don't know. Prussia looks awfully nice. Look at that. If they had Danzig, they would be the perfect Teutonic Order. Beautiful. It would have been beautiful. Now, for some reason, the Welsh are losing this. I cannot comprehend how this is possible. The Normans peaced out, which is fine. Maybe the Danish have always been at war? Or is this a different war? I guess the Danish have been involved. Maybe I missed that. Maybe they've been involved from the beginning. That is possible. Still, they should have won. The Bretons lost provinces to the Gascons, who look now to be one of the strongest nations here in France, and they're at war with the French, in fact, so they could easily consolidate this region. All right. Yeah, so many things happening. In fact, I might have to slow down. But I will stay true to it. I will continue this episode. Oh wow, even more rebels now. I will continue this episode on speed 5, but then in the next one, I think we're gonna actually slow down just to kind of see some of the early wars. If you notice that a culture is being wiped off the map and I didn't mention it, then please let me know in the comments, because I would very much like to know, especially because I might then be able to announce that in the beginning of the next episode. That would be very helpful, in fact. But yeah, so even more Lithuanian rebels. Now I feel like they're just gonna have to break free. It even looks as if Poland has given up. They're like, alright, fuck it, 30,000 men, I can't do anything about it. Let them just rebel, alright? Let them just rebel, and we'll see how things go. Alright, so the Catalans, war with Castile. Ooh. So they might just take him out. Alright, never mind, they just pieced out without taking much. Alright, I think I will probably put a cut in here now. Has anyone colonized? Oh, yep, we see no New World colonization just yet, but we do see some African colonization. We have Aragon here, we've got the Portuguese and the Andalusians, which by the way are also Sunni. I think I forgot to mention that. So we actually have a lot more Sunni nations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Sunni nations, 1 Shia nation. So yeah, they actually have a pretty decent chance. We'll see how well they do. Why is this Sunni? I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll put a cut in here for now. Thank you so much for watching this first episode, and next time we'll slow down to speed 4 and we'll have a more in-detail look at some of these wars. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I also hope to see you guys next time.